Yo, in today's video, we'll be looking at creepy and strange TikToks that will make you question reality. You're never meant to know this about the moon. Is anyone out there as lost as I am? Or does like the moon eat people? Stop hiring humans. The era of AI employees is here. Oh no, it's over with, y'all. You know, when you start seeing signs like that, that's a sign.
See that?
Like all the colors.
Isn't that weird?
It'd be some crazy stuff going on with these storms.
Plane's on fire.
Oh.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Holy fuck. God damn.
See, when we think of AI, we only think of ChatGPT 3.5 free. No. I'm wearing AI. On this hand, I'm wearing smart nail polish. Work with me here. Smart nail polish. And there you go. And you should say, and what will it do? See, I'm a teacher. What will it do? It will detect date, rape, drugs. Okay, no, you're not working with me. You have on your smart nail polish. Look at all of this coding coming in. And all of this AI. I just take, and you can't see it because of the lights, I just dip my nails in water, wine, name it. And if it turns green, it means drugs. And you're not going OMG. Look at this technology. See, many of you are stuck on, let's see, ChatGPT. Nothing wrong with ChatGPT because it is the core, the foundation. It helped to set you all on fire. But I'm going to give you some tools that you leave here going, I'm going to teach better. Did you all hear that? I'm going to train better. I'm going to learn better. So,
Yeah, man. I don't know. I'm at odds with the smart nail tech polish stuff, right? Because like, if it can be used for that, what else could it be used for? It's like smart everything. They have like nanoparticles in the dust, in the air around us. You know what I'm saying? We breathe this stuff in. Who knows what it does? So then, yeah, man, it's just crazy. We live in a whole world full of AI, everything. Like everything's gonna be AI. Your shirt's gonna have nanoparticles in it. Your pants gonna have nanoparticles in it. Everything gonna have nanoparticles. Your socks are gonna say, "Hey guys, you've been standing on your feet too long. It's time to take these socks off. I have some. There's some corns growing on your toes. You should probably take these shoes off." It's gonna be crazy.
Rise and shine, people! Let's talk about how this sunrise doesn't even make sense. Why does the sky start glowing before the sun even appears? It's like the stage lights turning on before the main act. Because that's exactly what's happening. Then there's the water reflection. A sun that far away should spread light evenly, but what do we see? A sharp, concentrated reflection. That's how spotlights work, not distant stars. That light is hitting a specific zone, not scattering from millions of miles away. And let's not forget the ground lighting up like a controlled burn. That's not normal for a sunrise. It's focused, localized heat, proving that thing is right here, not millions of miles away. You can literally see the terrain react to the light as if someone just flipped a damn switch. Now look at that tower bar cutting through the light. That bar is proof the sun is right there. A physical object close to our sky. It's not 93 million miles behind that bar. It's casting its light directly in front of it, exposing its true position. And for the grand finale, infrared doesn't lie. The weather cam is stable, the brightness isn't adjusting, and yet this sun flashes on like a man-made light source. Globers, explain that. If the sun was really a cosmic fireball drifting up over the curve, why does it ignite the ground like a goddamn blowtorch? Yep, stay sharp, stay skeptical, and whatever you do, don't go full glober. There's no cure for that level of dumb.
Don't go full glober. I'm just saying, if the sun was what it was, right? As hot as it is, if it's able to burn things up here on Earth, and we're supposedly the third rock from the sun, them other first two rocks should be dust. They shouldn't even be there right now.
The moon landing.
Yes.
I go back and forth, dude.
I know. I do too.
I think that we were on the moon. I'm debating if the footage that we have of the first Apollo mission, just I see stuff and I'm like, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Like I saw a video today of someone pointing out, okay, this spacecraft that they were in landed on the moon, and they had pictures and videos of that spacecraft on the moon. But this jet propulsion system that break them from like crashing into the moon with like the soft landing, there's no burnt, there's no crater, there's like nothing underneath it. It's flat sand. You're like,
What's going on? What? There's been times where it's like I'm solely convinced, like I'm like, oh man, they're using green screens, they're using all this stuff. Now, obviously, I think we obviously have gone to the moon, but was it rushed because
Obviously, why? That's what I would ask him. Obviously, what makes you say obviously? I just think people are so afraid to be the one to say we didn't land on the moon. They don't want to be labeled a conspiracy theorist, so they will try to defend these points as much as possible, even when they don't believe it. And that's what I think happens with the moon landing all the time. There's really no evidence that you can stack up against a person who doesn't believe that will make them change their mind. When I watch the moon landing videos, I think about the time that it happened in, right? And I think about how gullible the people must have been. Like, you get on the moon, and the first thing we're going to show is just jump. Ooh, there's not that much gravity. They're only showing that because that's what they've been telling us. There's not that much gravity out there. So they want the people to believe they're really on the moon. It just doesn't make sense.
wasn't it like there's like a
There's
huge
a lot of
historically
incentive.
with Russia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's like it would make sense that we do act like we went first or
Sure.
something like that. But obviously we went to the moon. We obviously did these things, but did it happen the way we think it did?
Elon Musk said, fuck this, I'm stepping down from that Doge shit. It's about to be summertime, and I'm not dealing with this bullshit. Now, you really got to ask yourself, why is he stepping down? He said, and I quote, I am almost done. His directive when he came in was to cut $1 trillion in government spending. And that's what he's saying he did. Now, could it be that special government workers have a 130-day cap? Or could it be the fact that Tesla is failing horribly? You have members in his board telling him that he needs to step down from the head position of Tesla. Tesla just took a hit, and Tesla is taking hits after hits after hit. Now, truth of the matter is, since Elon's been in this position, nobody, and I mean nobody, has been liking what he's been doing. You had the situation that went viral that everybody was talking about with the signal or sign that he did on stage. You got people vandalizing Tesla, and you even have people saying that he shouldn't be considered as an American citizen. What is he doing in the position he's in? Or is it the fact that those 24,000 federal workers that they fired, they have to reinstate? Is that it? Mind you, Tesla's stock is down 30%. Let me say that to you again. Tesla's stock is down 30%. If you can't keep that up, how could you keep up with the job you're doing, Elon? That's what people saying.
Yo, it's ghosts. Nah, man. They got ghosts in their house. Birds of a feather, what do? Flock together. I'm telling you, this stuff don't make sense. Shapeshifter, live on camera. Look like a tiger or something. Tiger cats. Whoa, whoa, look at his teeth. Look at his eyes. They out here. They out here.
Man, I just ran into something. I just want to bring this to y'all attention. Hopefully, we wake up to it. Denationalization, right? For you people who are educated with degrees and book smart, school smart, spiritual, awoken, gurus, scholars, whatever, right? This is all got, what I'm saying, it has something to do with identity, right? And then it says theft, identity, theft, denationalization. Meanwhile, you got nation in there and also nationals, right? Yeah, let's keep going. Misclassification status. Birth certificates. Okay, do people identify with those? What else we got? Brands. Black, Negro, colored, Indian, Native American, African, African American, U.S. citizen, and subject. I wonder what those brands and it's connected to something. Let's see. All these brands connected to what? Nom de guerre. You know, y'all can find out what that means. Let's keep going. It's also connected to what? Wars or war terms created by hybrid European Christian colonists, immigrants, foreigners, and invaders. Wow. Those terms. Okay. Hyper and superimposed on Aboriginal people. Wow. In order to hide our true identity and separate us from our Jew solely and consanguine relationship to our land. Gotta Google these terms right here. Jew solely and consanguine. Then you'll probably get the whole meaning of what it's all saying. But those who have ears, they can hear, and have eyes can see. So what is this about? I just gotta ask these questions. You know, look at the surnames they gave us. You know what I'm saying? Hybrid Europeans, right? All these terms make you what? Enemy to the state. I'm trying to figure out what all this writing is about. Ali, titles of nobility. So did they strip you from your titles of nobility to give you hybrid European surnames that people pretty much identify with now? Also, the birth certificate. What are these things? Title 18, USC, deprivation of rights under color of law. Is that not what we go through a lot? Just something I wanted to bring to y'all attention. Carry on. Peace.
What is this? Yeah, what the hell? Oh, this is a demonstration. They got a oh, this school got big money. They got a helicopter to come in. They got a hearse, a fire truck. Their school has all of this money to fund all of that. Dang, that's crazy. They probably get some good lunches too.
Since when does the moon do this? Never ever have I seen the phasing of the moon go down and up. Usually the phasing of the moon goes left to right.
Facts.
So does this mean the sun is going north to south now? Also, if you look more closely, the phasing of the moon is being caused by some other disk being blocked right in front. If you can see right here in the moon's a perfect circle, but then you can see a different shade of gray that's protruding out from where the upper edge of the moon would be. There's another circular disk covering the moon.
Mm.
But since when does the phasing of the moon go down and up and down? Usually it's left and right. No way.
Yo, anybody else notice that?
This tribe in West Africa called the Dogon tribe. This tribe wasn't discovered by the Western world until like 1936, I believe, by this one anthropologist.
Yeah.
What he found weird was this tribe.
Wait a minute, man. So we have supposed tribes in Africa who have not been discovered by the Western world until 1936. But apparently they had been bringing mubs over from Africa, slaves, since the 1700s. Yet you haven't even seen this one group of Africans? I don't know, man. Timelines to me just don't be adding up sometimes. Like, they just don't make sense.
In Africa, they have this story of these star people coming down to them and teaching them this knowledge. This was the craziest thing. They like had these drawings of the star Sirius. So Sirius A is the main star, right? They also had drawn Sirius B, which is a smaller star that you cannot see with the human eye. In fact, we didn't discover it until later 1900s when we created the radio telescope. We didn't know that existed until we created this telescope. But they knew about it. That's the exact location.
How?
But the Sirius C, it's an even smaller one, and I don't think they've discovered it yet. But the tribe is like, oh, it's up there.
Wow.
And so that's where these gods came from, was this constellation.
Oh my gosh.
Super weird.
That's what always will blow my mind, like how we have like with Galileo and all these things, like Plato, like all these people who understood so much of our universe.
When you're black, you're never really lonely, because there will always be a white person all up in your business.
Yo, recording her? Creepo.
Nobody has talked about CERN at all lately. Have you noticed that? But guess what? They're back up to their shit and nobody has said nothing.
I sure haven't heard nothing.
They turned that shit back on in December of 2024. They pushed the boundaries of physics yet again, literally. They ramped up that Large Hadron Collider to an insane 6.8 tera electron volts per beam, the highest energy level ever achieved. But here's where it gets really fucking weird, man. Not long after, reality felt off, wouldn't you say? Darker, more chaotic, almost like we're even in the same world anymore. Could you agree? So what does the energy level even mean? The LHC works by smashing tiny particles together at nearly the speed of light. These collisions recreate conditions from like the Big Bang Theory, meaning they briefly open up states of matter that haven't existed in our universe for billions of years.
One word she used. Theory. They're trying to recreate a theory, an idea. We don't know that actually happened.
So this past December, they restarted it. They pushed these collisions into new limits, releasing more energy than ever before. But what if those high energy collisions didn't just create particles? What if they disturb something we can't see? Something dark, like dark matter. Dark matter is one of the biggest mysteries.
I thought she was done. Camera messed up on her, I guess.
In physics, we know it's there because it holds galaxies together with its gravitational pull, but it doesn't interact with light, making it completely invisible. Some scientists think it could exist in multiple dimensions, meaning it might not just be influencing space. It could be influencing time and reality itself. And here's where it gets really fucked up and unsettling. If dark matter plays a huge role in the structure of reality and CERN is pushing higher energy levels than ever before, it is possible that they nudged something, shifting us ever so slightly into another version of our world, the most fucked up world we have seen in a long time. Since December, things have been just not right. I think you could admit that. People have been angrier. Reality has felt more distorted, more division, more chaos, more people acting like they're running on completely different frequencies. And weirdly enough, this isn't the first time people have felt a shift from a CERN experiment. Hello, Mandela effects. The theory that some of us have memories that don't match reality, like the Berenstain Bears, the misspellings, the cornucopia, you guys know what I'm talking about. Some believe because CERN's experiments have subtly shifted us between slightly different dimensions and different versions of reality. And it's not just CERN. There's another particle accelerator here in Illinois called Fermilab. While it's a smaller version of CERN, it's also playing with high energy physics. If the world felt extra strange lately, we've got two machines poking at the weirdly unknown. So did CERN's experiment in 2024 push us into a dark reality because they're playing with dark matter? Or was it just an excessive coincidence? I doubt it. Either way, something fucking changed, friends. And I don't think we're in the same timeline that we started in. What do you guys think? Because nobody has talked about CERN in a really long time. And reality has definitely felt off. Let me know your feelings. And if you know about CERN, let me know. And let me know your feelings about CERN. Because literally, this has been the most what the fuck since literally December. And I know something's not right. How do you feel? Let me know.
How do you guys feel about CERN or dark matter? Do you guys think time's different? I think time. Have you ever had like a certain day where you just feel like time's going by so fast? You look at the clock, it says 12 p.m. You look again, it says 3 p.m. You're like, whoa, feels like 20 minutes just passed. But then you have other days where time's just dragging. You're like, dang, it's only 12 p.m. I feel like I've been up for 10 hours. So that could have something to do with CERN and these experiments and speeding up the elements and making time. Like, because if they speed up time, you would think like an hour is just an hour. But like, if reality is sped up, then everything speeds up. We still read those 24 hours on the clock, but technically it's only 16 hours. You know what I'm saying? Look how high up in the sky they are. And those are above them. Crisscrossing in the sky. This is the stuff we look up and see. Like what? I wonder what's in these particles suspended in air. It's got to be something in there that they need. Maybe it's something to help them with HARP. I don't know. But they're all over the place. Look. Just dropping down onto us. Into our air, into our atmosphere, into our lungs, into our bloodstream. Messing with our minds. We don't know what's in this stuff. Like, would you go into a room and just spray paint all over? And just sit in that room with no mask on, nothing?
Tripping, or did this damn cloud start moving when I said, what is that?
You got a fake cloud. I didn't really see it move.
We're going, selling my soul to this son of process of selling a soul. What do I owe you? It's your soul. What does that mean going forward?
It just means when you your soul will belong to James Murray.
I'm going home with these. I'll sell my soul. You'll sell your soul to me? I guess. I don't know.
So, but listen, like even the devil wouldn't sell his soul to Murray. Like, think about this. No, seriously.
Nothing's gonna happen.
Bring in the notary. What? So my cousin Helen, she's a notary. She brought the contract for you, bud. You're just going to want to read this over real quick.
Oh, wow. I, Salvatore Volcano Jr. of Staten Island, do immediately give my eternal soul to James S. Murray of Princeton, New Jersey. Eternal?
Yeah, sounds bad, doesn't it?
Use of mine own human to certify the deal. Take my soul. Take my soul.
Oh, no. You fool! You fool! We're going to need you to prick your finger, get a little going, and then after that, Helen will notarize it for you.
Where'd I put my
It's right next to the lines.
Is this what you feel like at a contract signing?
Yes.
He said yes. Yes.
Congrats, Mark.
If the Earth is really...
That's probably what they do to these people. They give them blood ties. That's what it is. On them contracts. All for some shoes? Yo, what is the world coming to? Go get some Skechers, my guy.
If the Earth is really rotating, then why are airplanes flying? They could just go up in air and stay in the same location and wait for the Earth to rotate and then land. Why do they need to fly? Isn't that concerning?
Isn't it?
Earthquake weapon at Ecuador wiped out 99% of the entire indigenous population. The United States rolled in like a biblical plague with promises of food and aid and sprayed the survivors with DDT. Look at this. Just look at this shit.
Look at it. It's spraying them.
Are you fucking kidding me? Look.
What the heck?
This is bullshit. What the fuck?
So I'm gonna spray you with DDT from an earthquake.
Sun peaks out, man. They fucking turn on this heart machine. They're gonna block that bitch.
Look. Yo, right there. That's HARP all the way. How do you, like, the cloud looks like a fish scale. It looks like the side of a fish. You know what I'm saying? Like, when do you ever see clouds naturally forming like that? You don't. Is there grid lines in the sky? Because why is there lines in the clouds? No one asked these questions? What's the guy say before? Isn't that concerning?
These motherfuckers.
This is Easter Island?
Yes.
That's America. Central, North, South. Tell me who's the American president?
George Bush.
Oh, he's the president of Brazil? Because that's the United States. You know that's the United States of America, don't you? Because it is. You know El Salvador is the United States of America. Did you know that?
No.
Mexico is the United States of America. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
That's because they cheated you in school. They did a deliberate dumb down so that you wouldn't understand that United States is a generic term. That's just like me saying woman or girl. So if I say woman or girl, am I addressing anyone specifically? You can answer, but you don't have to, do you? But if you assume that you're the only woman in here, you'll say that loosely, would never even give it a second thought, wouldn't you? Then all they need to do is create a fraudulent jurisdiction that's assumed and you don't challenge it, then they take you in it, and they have no authority whatsoever.
Dropping gems. Now, I was saying something similar to that when the whole Gulf of Mexico / Gulf of America debate was going on, right? Because technically, it should be called the Gulf of America. It's not the Gulf of the United States. We didn't say that now. So why is it the Gulf of Mexico? If Mexico was a part of America, is it not? It's all America. You have northern, like you said, and southern. Central, made up, just like the Middle East, made up. You have northern and southern. It's all one continent, one landmass. So technically, that's the Gulf of America. Yeah, man, there's a lot of stuff they teach us in school that just don't make sense when you get older and you start to think about it. Like if you are one of those people who actually thinks about it.
Some of us are still it from a childhood game of tag. Because no game of tag ends with everyone winning. Someone has to be it. So technically speaking, one of us are still it from our childhood game of tag. Isn't that concerning?
So don't know what they changed in the fucking Matrix, but all of a sudden I just started getting non-stop videos from January 19th or shortly before or shortly after that. So somebody's fucking with something in the algorithm for this piece of shit app. Let me know if anybody else has seen anything else weird like this right now.
Somebody messing with something?
Y'all, why the fuck they kidnapping people and putting them on this shit in these cars?
What?
And then look how fast they doing it. Speedway, man. Y'all check on y'all people.
I mean, I could see it.
Hey, yo, peace fam, Source God, Orion TV, bang, bang, bang.
More life, family, bliss up, abundance, and I don't know already. So yo, council, this is what's going on inside the Great Pyramids of Giza and all the pyramids on the crystal grid. As you can see, they are literally Tesla coils. Those gigantic coil cylinders that are underneath the pyramid that sit on that base, they are a Tesla generator, just like the generator I inserted into the video right here. It's a complete free energy device the size of nothing we've ever seen before. They used to say that CERN was the biggest machine on earth ever made, family. You guys remember this? But it turns out they were wrong completely once again. They were nowhere even close to what the ancients did. And here it is, family, a proper illustrated cutout for you guys of what is going on at Giza. And family, this is the Giza power plant. Pure free energy. Tesla coil. That means Kush, Nubia, was running off of wireless electricity. Tartaria was run off of wireless electricity transmission. And this is obvious now. Do you think they were building the Giza Tesla coil power plant for shits and giggles? Absolutely not. Council, your cars ran free. Your house ran free. Everything levitated. That's how come we could build these enormous objects. We had technology so advanced that it was like putting together Lego sets for us. We did these things because it was easy, not because it was hard. Just do the mathematics.
Yo, what? Wait a minute, man. I feel like that was kind of a skit. First, why would they have a big ball like that? Like, if it probably was foam. That probably was a foam ball painted iron. Yeah, fake.
Then we get up and we all go into another room and watch the time travel machine disappear. My father said the Air Force did this with revolving fields, the same as the Aldrich had during the Philadelphia experiment. And 2 of the airplanes winked out of existence, so they quit doing it. We have had time travel for a long, long time. Our submarines and such. I don't want to get into too many things, though, that are hard to believe. But the Earth and our society is not what most people think it is.
But obviously, you know, there'll be people watching this that will be like, well, that's unprovable. What he's saying there, there's no proof
I understand.
whatsoever. And how do you prove that he says he saw it? He seems like a nice guy.
Yeah.
But as some of these researchers like Richard Dolan would say, without the proof, we can't, you know, there's nothing to move, there's nothing to grab at.
Well, there's no proof to God.
No, and most people in this world believe in a form of it.
Right.
Right. Okay.
I mean, I can't answer that.
No, but I'm just
the smoking gun.
This is what
everyone is looking for.
This is what people are thinking that are watching this right now. So, if you can change the future or past, you could do a lot of damage with that.
If you only knew when you were going to die, you would do a lot of damage with that, with your own self, because you would be doing things, you would be risking your life, doing things that are changing your life.
Where did Mr. Beck, whoever this person is, get the technology for time travel from?
He developed it with the military during the war. And during the war, you know, the Battle of the Atlantic, the war was being lost from the U-boats, the packs. So the Germans had a mine that was magnetic, and it would have ships pass over, come up in the middle, and blow several ships up. My dad and others, Einstein, my dad went to Einstein during this time of Eisenhower, when he was with Eisenhower, and said, can we do anything about this? Eisenhower says, not Eisenhower, Einstein says we can move it through time and space 500 yards or whatever it was. I'm just using that 500 yards. I don't know how far it is. So they came up with the Philadelphia experiment. There really was such a thing, that the ship did move from Newport News to Port Richey, and there was deaths involved and such, but they did perfect it. And it was not invisibility. I had the reports, and they were taken from me. And from my father. We had to hide all of his notes for the first 5 years because we were being infiltrated by the cover-up services.
Oh, here's another one right here.
Y'all believe in time travel? You know, what if time travel was just like a couple minutes here and there? Like, push things back 5 minutes, or over here 5 minutes, move them through space and time.
You see him?
Yo, look how fast it's moving.
Flying right over our heads.
Show laser out the
Pointing
sky.
it right at him. And now he's turning.
Oh,
Yeah.
snap.
Yeah, you see him?
Yeah, it just flashed.
That was a fast little move, too.
Lasering at him, and he's curving.
I thought they was lying when they said that the people are selling us fake bread. I really thought they was lying. But this bread is actually not freaking real. I balled it up and it opened right back up 3 times. I'm going to ball it up again for you all just so you can see that this is not real bread. Balled it up tight as I can. Watch it. Watch it. Watch it. It's gonna open itself right back up. And I tried this with another piece of bread, a different brand, and it did not do it. This bread opened right back up like it was nothing. This is sad. This is scary. Barely can see the creases where I folded it. This is scary.
Yo, time to start making your own bread, I guess. Feel like I need my sunglasses on, but there's clearly 2 things in the sky. I don't know what to make of that.
Didn't I tell y'all when y'all see this face that I'm about to drop a truth bomb on you? We are about to find out what is the real meaning of Big Mac. Some of y'all gonna be shocked. We getting straight played right in our face.
In case you didn't know, let me go ahead and give you the definition of the word Mac. All right? The word Mac, the origins of the word Mac, and its meaning actually means men or son of. The casual term for the word Mac is used as a generic term of address for a man, almost like when people say the word fella or bud. That is the real sense of the word Mac. It means man, son of. So, in plain sight, what is McDonald's telling you that they're selling you? And they call it Big Mac. Just simply remove the word Mac and replace it with the word that it actually means. That's where the truth is hidden. So what they're selling you is a burger that is called Big Man or Big Fella or Big Bud. That's what they're selling you, and they wrote it there in plain sight. Here's a fun fact for all of you. The hog population far outnumbers the cow population. Furthermore, America only has 5 million sheep and 2.5 million goats. And since a lot of people receive their protein from meats, and the majority of meat that is being sold to them primarily is pork, I would stay under caution, and I would warn anybody from touching and going near swine. Do not eat that bacon. Do not eat that pork, those ribs, the bacon, the pig meat. That is something that literally people can blend anything with that meat and you would have no idea. It would all just be the same to you. Here's a warning. In Isaiah 66, the Bible says, "They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens, behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh and the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith the Lord." We are called to be separate, my brothers and sisters, as declared in 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 17. The Bible says, "Wherefore come out from among them, and be ye separate, saith the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you." Diet can hinder you from coming close to God.
This is, in other words, what they want you to be like. Big Mac, big men, big fella. Consume. Y'all get it? Man, boy, just drop the truth bomb. I told y'all when y'all see this face, that's gonna happen.
Dang. No more Big Macs, y'all. No more Big Macs.
Should just be said until it's fully comprehended. The Statue of Liberty was not a gift. That's the stupidest story I've ever heard. A schizophrenic homeless person told you that, "Did you know that's a gift from France?" Appropriately say, "No, it's not," and put it in that category. But instead you read in a history book that it's a gift from France to say thank you. Remember the Revolutionary War 100 years ago? Good job. Here's a skyscraper. An enormous skyscraper in the water made of copper of an intricately carved statue of probably Lucifer. Liberty, who said, "Please immigrate here." It's a very stupid story, and it's like many other stupid stories. It's just there because the magnificent structure is there. And you need a story, however dumb, and maybe you have a whole branch of history, which is really just fiction writing. Great Wall of China is also probably not what we think it is. The Taj Mahal's not what we think it is. Big Ben's not what we think he is. The Leaning Tower of Pisa, it's at 177 years it took to build the what a stupid story. Actually, it took 2 million years. We just ants built it. Highly advanced beavers built Hoover Dam once upon a time. It's just these history books are laughable. How did we not notice this? How has no one questioned this? Statue of Liberty's a gift. Get the fuck out of here with that dumb story. Has anyone ever had a friend like America has had France as a friend? Did French people like Americans? Do Americans like French people? Like, what? Did we like each other more 100 years ago? This is so flippin' stupid. It's wake up time. Let's look at what's really happened. Call a senator. Ask a senator. Ask Joe Rogan. Okay, I'm pretty sure Joe Rogan must be on the take. How is he not talked about the age of the buildings? But again, I only knew like a few years ago, so who am I to talk? I've been all over the world and I build things for a living. This is my house. It's not much. Wish I had a horse and a buggy. I could have made a palace. I just worked a little harder. This could be a little bit easier. No, we're just so lazy nowadays, guys. We're so lazy and stupid nowadays. People used to be so smart. It's definitely not possible that all the boomers got tricked by malicious liars. Is that possible? And the boomers' parents and the boomers' grandparents, and we really don't know anyone before then. We just have silly history books. And so these are all just my thoughts.
Anyone ever seen the show Silo? In Silo, you have all these people trapped in this one, well, not trapped, but they live in this one little silo. None of them know the real history. They don't even know what happened a couple generations prior to them. All they have is history books and a few people making sure it stays that way. Ain't that what's going on in the world we live in?
Do you hear what Walmart's doing?
Dude.
No,
Don't get me started.
Listen to this. So Walmart really put in the muscle to make all these self-checkouts, firing a ton of staff and stuff.
Saving so much money.
They lost records amounts of money.
And theft.
Last quarter was like 300 million
Yeah.
or something. But now they're coming out with, it's called Walmart Plus. So basically you pay $98 a year in order to be able to use the self-checkout.
What?
What?
is
It's not gonna work.
going on?
They're paying you. We're paying you to work for you.
Yeah.
That is
That
the
makes no sense.
dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
So like here's an idea, because they can't just like get rid of it because of like
the investment they've put in it.
the
yeah.
investment, but also like getting more staffing and like,
And that's where the
Yeah.
future's going. Like they're not going backwards. Like they just got to figure out a system that works. And it's going to get to that point where Amazon, they have the cameras where
Yeah.
it registers everything you pick up.
I know.
It's
they're
going to
just
get to
not
that
ready.
point.
Yeah.
Okay, so
He knows because
You're about
I
to
know.
convert me into a non-Walmart person.
You got to pay a subscription to use self checkouts. What if there's only 2 people at the registers? Man, Walmart, I don't know about that one, y'all.
Like, dude, it's a freaking lane. It's an actual lane. Like,
Yo, what is that? And there's a bunch of lights around it. Something came into the atmosphere.
Live pictures from Dyersburg from our Sierra Jordan, her photographer. We're very concerned about how she's doing. Sierra, oh good, you're okay? Boy, that live picture that you and your photographer captured is
It's very scary outside. I never experienced anything like that before. I'm sure you guys heard me screaming because there was a tornado warning and felt like the tornado was right in front of me. But as you can see, the entire city of Dyersburg is here in the shelter. We can say hi to this family. How are you guys feeling right now? Doing good. How are you feeling with the good? There's a tornado warning. Tell me how you really feel. I'm a little scared, I'm not gonna lie. And what about you, sir?
Fucking right, pussy.
there we go. Well, there you go.
He's laughing.
Sometimes you do have folks who unfortunately are just simply knuckleheads and they just got to get their 5 seconds of fame. That's all gone away. The main thing is that Sierra's fine. CJ, thank you very much for that live shot. Things are unreal.
Wake up from this world. What's covering the moon? The laser's hitting the moon. Y'all see that? I don't know if that's what they're trying to show us. I really don't know what they're trying to show us here. And what's that over there? Flashing colors.
They say America just bombed the capital of Yemen 70 times. And listen, I just want them to know we ain't got a goddamn thing to do with that. Hello? Because if it weren't from TikTok and it weren't from your video, sweetheart, we wouldn't even fucking know. And they supposed to take TikTok Saturday, so we damn sure not gonna know what they doing. So please, I'm telling you, do not take that out on us. Whatever that orange man got going on, whatever wig got going on, and whatever robot got going on, that ain't got nothing to do with us. Hello? So please, we begging once again, do not take y'all frustration out on us because we have nothing to do with what they got going on in the world right now. We don't know. The news, not one news outlet in the U.S. is covering that they have done that and that they have hurt so many civilians. We, the people of United States, do not have any fucking thing to do with that. Thank you.
Why the fuck ain't nobody talking about this? They're talking about EMPs being the weapon of choice, and a third of the population could be wiped out quickly. Look, check this out.
And I should say that the EMP committee, their estimate was 8 to 9 out of every 10 Americans could lose their life by the end of the first year. 500,000 people in the air at any given time on 1,000 flights, right? So that's 500,000 people at any moment. Very quickly after that, the SCADA systems begin to fail and you have fire, you have flood. Within 72 hours, you have meltdown at all nuclear facilities. Refrigeration has gone out at supermarkets and at the regional food warehouses. So the food supply ends. There's no access to ATMs or money or financial structure of any type. No access to your prescription medications. No access to law enforcement, and no clean water and no food.
We are terrible at listening to warnings about disaster.
Not gonna lie, y'all. Don't you think that a lot of people have backup generators or backups or plans in play just in case they do lose power? Because if an EMP goes and we all lose power, I'm sure they'll have something in play. But that would be scary. Like, imagine being on a flight and that happens, That's some leave the world behind type stuff.
And today she spoke with one of those nurses and asked the hospital what it's doing to get answers.
You're going into work every day with that feeling in your gut, and it's a lousy feeling.
She's a longtime nurse at Newton Wellesley Hospital who didn't want to reveal her identity. But she's speaking out after being diagnosed with a brain tumor and says she's not alone among her nursing colleagues.
It's getting to the point where the number just increases and you start saying, am I crazy thinking this? Like, this can't just be a coincidence.
She claims as many as 10 nurses who all work on the 5th floor maternal care ward.
Oh, no, man. Stay up off the 5th floor.
So I noticed something with some of the Taco Bell buildings. Notice that awning above the logo? Well, this one down here is to guard from the rain. This one up here is just part of the building, decoration. And considering the bottom of the bell looks like an eye with a 6 around it, I'm confident that that awning is meant to represent this. Do you see it? Yeah, you see it. Again, not all of them have that, but a good handful of them do. And because there's a 6 around the eye, a lot of the buildings only have it on 3 sides, like you see here, of course. Can't leave out how some of the logos look like a serpent eye or a reptile eye. Kinda hard to deny that one. How about the commercials from 7 or 8 years ago?
Because it unlocks a world of 20 decadent menu items from breakfast to late night for just $1 each. 20 items for $1. 20 steps on the pyramid. Who's really behind this? Is it the Illuminati or the Bell-Luminati? Experience the power of the dollar at Taco Bell.
That's
you guys
crazy.
Heard about that bill that's was passed or it's trying to be passed in Tennessee right now regarding lettuce? It's really terrifying.
Okay.
At the University of California, they have figured out a way to put human vaccines within vegetables.
Why?
Dude. And so the whole bill is basically trying to label different vegetables, which ones have vaccines and which ones don't, so that people are allowed to choose. Because apparently they're trying to roll it out without telling anyone the difference of this one has a vaccine and this one does not have a vaccine.
They are already doing it, y'all. I'm sorry to tell you. They already done did it. It's already in the foods. I'm just saying. When you hear it like this, that means it's already being done.
Vaccine.
What are we doing? Why is this even a conversation?
I don't know. Stop putting vaccines in vegetables.
Quit touching the food. The food's fine.
That's why I don't eat vegetables. Yeah.
I'm just saying, if they could do it sneakily, they'll do it sneakily.
Yeah, they probably have already been doing it.
Bro.
And now they're just kind of like, wait a second. We just figured out how to do this.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, you got to let us know which ones you're putting in. They're like,
lettuce.
Yeah, make a... Lettuce. Let us know.
I don't know what that means, but it scares me.
But I mean, you think about it, like all the cancer-causing stuff, they definitively know this does give you cancer, and they just put a little thing on it, and they're like, who cares?
Who cares? Listen, they've been doing it. And he said that's why I don't eat vegetables. But guess what? They do it with the animals. So if you eat meat, or what most people like to say, protein, you're getting it as well. They vaccinate the fish. They'll catch the fish, vaccinate them, and then put the fish back in the water. So, I mean, it's everywhere.
Okay, so Council, 2025 on the Gregorian. We had a double sunrise, okay? This was filmed in Canada, but it was seen in more than one place. But this particular footage is from Canada, okay? It's a double sunrise, Council, but they're saying it's from the eclipse. Somehow, the eclipse caused this. So the sun is rising. While it's rising, the moon eclipses it. And when the moon eclipses it, it causes it to look like there's two suns rising. Council, I've never heard of this in my entire life. I've seen a billion eclipses. I've been alive a long time. I've never seen this effect from an eclipse ever in my life. To me, that just looks like two suns rising in 2025 on the Gregorian, like some new Earth business, like Nibiru, like Nemesis, like we have more than one sun, more than one moon in a new atmosphere. The veil has come down. Your construct is falling apart, and we're seeing reality for what it really is. All these goofy excuses only work on your Cabbage Patch Kids. What kind of mathematical sequence takes place that causes the moon to go in front of the sun and cause it to look like two suns? And then on top of it, you never see the moon pass in front of the sun to make this eclipse. And how is this an eclipse effect? Anyway, family, y'all stay up, stay bliss, and keep your head on a swivel. Let's go. Bang, bang. Y'all.
Yeah, Council, you're looking at the twin suns. New Earth mitosis type flow, and you see the people who still can't see the magic and everything. They still can't see the expanse, the blossoming and the blooming taking place. They're just spiraling down, Council. Don't worry about them. You stay on your wave.
What the heck? What was that all about?
So recently, Trump was speaking at the World Economic Forum, but behind him was the United States coat of arms. Typically, the eagle is holding the olive branches and the arrows.
Yeah.
The eagle's head is always facing the olive branches as a sign of peace.
Since 1945, Harry Truman did an executive order saying we will look for peace before, but we are ready to protect ourselves.
Yeah.
And so it was just the thing, an executive order since then.
And the coat of arms behind Trump, while he's talking to the World Economic Forum, the eagle was facing the arrows. And that has not changed since 1945.
It's scary, man.
It's
That's
weird.
crazy.
It's weird.
It's so significant. That's
straight out of Taylor Swift's playbook. Think about like how obsessed people get with
We're
like
gonna
figuring
pull
out
it,
the
Taylor.
details.
They are the biggest conspiracy theorists because they
Sure.
will literally dig and pull everything apart. I'm like, girls, if you just could focus your energy on the deep state, we'd have all this figured out.
That's so true.
Everything would be figured out as if they could just get interested. We just need to get like, hey, you know JFK, that was an inside job. They're like, really? And then they just start digging into it. That's what we need to do.
That was just like 2 days ago.
In covertly recorded off-air transmissions from the Bush-Clinton presidential election campaign in the 1990s, we can see that Bill Clinton was nothing more than a puppet to the puppet masters, which placed him in the White House. Bill Clinton's demeanor seems to be similar to a person
who is under a hypnotic trance.
Our administration believes that there are loopholes that could allow the cloning of human beings if the technology were developed. Therefore, today I am issuing a directive that bans the use of any federal funds for any cloning of human beings. Effective immediately, no federal agency may support, fund, or undertake such activity.
No federal agency, but private agencies could, though, right? And that's what's happening. There's probably a lot of private agencies out here, cloning companies, doing what they want.
Of course, a great deal of research and activity in this area is supported by private funds.
See?
That is why I am urging the entire scientific and medical community, every foundation, every university, every industry that supports work in this area, to heed the federal government's example. I'm asking for a voluntary moratorium on the cloning of human beings until our Bioethics Advisory Commission and our entire nation have had a real chance to understand and debate the profound ethical implications of the latest advances. As we gain a fuller understanding of this technology, we must proceed not just with caution, but also with a conscience.
But what's happening in China right now is on a whole other level. They've created an AI robot that's unlike anything we've seen before. And trust me, when I first heard about this, my mind was blown. This isn't your average robot with a silicon brain. Nah, these mad scientists have gone and given it a brain made from actual living cells. You're not mishearing me. We're talking about a robot with a partially biological brain. They've crossed a line that many thought was uncrossable, redefining the very essence of artificial intelligence. Now, before you start picturing some kind of cyborg monstrosity, let me paint you a clearer picture. They're calling this thing a brain on a chip. Sounds pretty futuristic, right? Well, it kind of is. Instead of relying on traditional computer circuits, these researchers have grown teeny tiny brain cells in a lab and plopped them onto a microchip. With surgical precision, they've transplanted the essence of human cognition into the cold heart of a machine, kickstarting a whole new era of smart machines.
Topic number 2. 2 months ago, I revealed that a revolutionary new intelligence weapon was being introduced by Russia. I refer to their organic robotoids. These are man-made, robot-like living creatures, perhaps best described as computerized animals. They're designed to simulate human beings almost perfectly in appearance and behavior, and yet they are not human. Robotoids are so far removed from the knowledge and experience of most people that they are very difficult for many people to believe. But now, more and more major surprises are filling the news. That is, they are surprises if you do not know about Russia's robotoids. Robotoids, my friends, are a very powerful weapon. But as I pointed out in audio letter 46, they are also very troublesome. They do not live long, especially under conditions of constant exposure and stress. They must also be programmed, and yet they are also somewhat unpredictable. Last month, I described the process by which the holographic brain of a robotoid reproduces, the memory of a person being duplicated. Other parts of the brain are altered, so that the robotoid ends up as a robot-like being that obeys instructions. But the memory includes involuntary responses, which sometimes produce unwanted behavior. This is turning out to be a severe problem in the case of the Jimmy Carter robotoids, because the real Carter had mental instabilities, which are reproduced partially in the robotoids. The first signs of erratic behavior by the Carter robotoids came in public comments about Senator Kennedy. The real Jimmy Carter had a strong personal dislike for Kennedy, and on several occasions, Carter robotoids have simply blurted out these reactions in very raw form. To a degree, this type of thing is a danger with all robotoids. They do not possess truly human judgment. They appear to have it under certain conditions, but this is the result of programming for those situations. The problems of instability and short life cause robotoids to be best suited for interim purposes. For long-term purposes, human agents are still the best. For that reason, don't be surprised to see more and more new faces in high positions. Some of the new faces will themselves be robotoids, but some will be human beings. The Carter crisis of recent days demonstrates two things at once. One is the extent of secret Russian control that now exists in Washington. The other is the difficulty the Russians themselves are having with their robotoids.
Yo, Council, that was Dr. Peter Beater from his radio show from back like in the 1950s. That's how long this has been going on. And what do you think this character called Hillary Clinton that you're looking at right here is? Exact same thing, Council. Everyone you see on TV, everyone in your movies, your politicians, all your movers and shakers in society, they've been replaced by robotoids. If not robotoids, clones, doppelgangers, vessels for disembodied spirits, and the AI. Do you guys understand? This is 99% of the population. You are the only thing that's real. Let's go.
Robotoids, huh? Robotoids, clones, robotics, they're all out here. That's probably what happened to Kanye West, you know, and that's why he just goes crazy and has these rants and stuff, because there's a bit of you that still comes into the clone. And also think about this, right? Imagine waking up one day and realizing that you are a clone. You probably won't even tell nobody. You probably deny it. You probably be embarrassed. You probably like, I ain't no clone. The whole time you the clone. Think about where that would take you. I'm just saying, man. A lot of these people that we call clones or that we see are clones, they're going to deny it because they don't believe that they're a clone. They want to survive as who they are. They think they're the original. But are they really? I don't know, y'all. There's a lot of strange and creepy things going on in the world right now. And these things will make you question everything. But yeah, if you like the content, don't forget to subscribe, turn your notification bells on. And until next time, YouTube, peace.